This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the Gulf of Mexico as their backdrop, broadcasting live from the Margaritaville Resort on Fort Myers Beach, here are the hosts of the dinkiest podcast in America, Kim and Ed Ryan.
Yeah, baby, welcome. Yeah. Oh, nice. Small audience with a big mouth. Thank you. We got the crazy people here. Our crazies are here today. So thank you guys for coming back from your vacation, wherever you were. And I want to introduce you to my lovely...
Everybody was on vacation then. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I want to introduce you to my sidekick. It's not Lester Holt, but, you know, she'll have to do for today. So, I don't know, dear, if you saw me on the NBC Nightly News with
I saw your nose.
buddy Lester. Oh, my God. Did you see how close the camera was? Looked like I had a beak. I had a gigantic
your nose. I will say your nose is not that big, but the way you were holding the camera was like, well, so obviously your degree is not in broadcast. Oh, wait.
we were on for about 30 seconds, 20 seconds or something. And I swear to God, we did like 10 minutes worth of tape. He's like, first of all, he says he's a producer from New York City. So I had no idea that it was Lester Holt. He should have said I'm with NBC Nightly News. I would have got makeup on and brushed my hair, you know, and did a few push-ups. So I looked like I worked out that day. So he said, you know, turn the camera this way, turn the camera that way, shut the music off at Wahoo Willie's. Can you show the water? And then I think they actually edited two of my sentences together too. So, I mean, what the hell did I care? We went from...
Why didn't you give them the video of me saving your truck?
Oh, that was hilarious. Wait, now stop.
Thank you.
Stop.
Thank you.
Artificial applause. That was an artificial applause.
It was not.
That was fake applause right there.
It was not.
So we went, this was cool though. We had 92,000 followers on the day of the storm. And then after, like, the next day, we had almost 98,000. We're at 97,531 right now. So that's crazy. I mean, you think Lester could get me 10,000 instead of 5,000? I mean, come on. I mean, he's like a national dude.
I know, but people love the beach and they're saddened.
Yeah.
You know, they just can't get going. It's like make progress.
Tomorrow,
little bit ahead.
Tomorrow we're going to talk more.
It's going to be that kind of a day.
Tomorrow we're going to talk more about the county race between Matt and David. And so Matt did some kind of video. It was hilarious. And they posted the video thinking it was funny about the storm last week. So tomorrow we're going to analyze and break down that video of stupidity. It's a video of stupidity is what it is.
Okay, let's not be rude. But I don't think...
Well, I'm not going to be rude today. But tomorrow I might be a little rude.
Well, I'm not going to partake in your rudeness. But I don't think the video your video was not put up... The video wasn't put up there for fun. It was a serious thing.
It was a serious thing, but he had no business talking about what was going on. It was just... Well, we'll talk about that tomorrow.
All right, and I want to thank...
Go right ahead.
Barbara.
Somebody's got a birthday coming up in a few days, everybody. Yeah.
I would just love to just go through but Mr. Big Mouth. Barbara Fritz she's the one who made
this
the money bag. Yeah.
She made our money bag. It's very empty right now, by the way. So if you want to come down and buy some merchandise.
So it says life is better at the beach. Happy birthday, Kim. And then Violet Fundenstein.
That's not how you say it.
No?
I have no idea how you say it.
I just got this
I'm not going to try and say Kaitlyn's last name either.
Well, she just got married, that one. So we'll have to talk to her about that. So I don't know what's in here.
What are you doing?
Oh, nice.
What'd she get
It's a seahorse necklace.
Does it say Beach Talk Radio on it?
No.
Oh, for crying out loud. Come on. How come it's not yellow?
How did she know seahorses are my favorite? I love seahorses. Thank you very much.
Thank you for all the gifts. And you got one card. So you got 2 gifts and 1 card. Wow. Nobody loves you.
The card is from
Violet. I would get more than that in October. So we also
You're
want
not
to say,
getting anything in October because I'm leaving on your birthday. That's your gift.
Oh, look at this. There we got people in the audience.
Oh
bringing you
my
gifts.
goodness.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And
Open
did
it
you
up.
guys come over all the way from the other coast?
Our friends from Satellite Beach are here to watch the show.
I know.
What's the name of the condo you guys are they're going to be able to get in their condo for the first time? Tropical Sands. Yeah, we did a walk around over there. Actually, we walked through your unit. Nice. Very nice. Tropical Sands.
Amazon. Yes, I will get some stuff for the trip. Thank you so much.
All right, let's stop talking about us, dear, and get to our guest today. Our second guest will be Amanda Cochran, and the reason we asked Amanda back, not only was she a great guest, but I lost
our second guest.
Second guest. I just want to let everybody know she's running for county board against Mike Greenwell, and we somehow totally lost the interview. So to be fair, we've invited her back. But our first guest is running for school board district seat number 3, Kaitlyn Schoeffel. All right, big hand for Kaitlyn. Yes, thank you so much, Kaitlyn. Come on down. Oh, let me turn that on, Kaitlyn.
And I guess
testing.
Yes, you were saying that. Well, congratulations are in order because you just got married.
I did. About 1 month ago, I got married. Yes.
Wow. Where did you get married?
I got married up in Atlantic City, New Jersey, which is actually we got married where my husband and I met each other on the date we met each other 9 years later.
Wow. Very nice.
Quite sentimental.
Yes.
Well, and New Jersey holds a special significance for you, correct?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I was Miss New Jersey. I was Miss New Jersey 2017, and I competed for Miss America 2018, where I placed second runner-up.
Wow.
And was that in New Jersey? Was that in Atlantic City, right?
So that was when Miss America was held in Atlantic City. It is no longer held there anymore, but I did love the history of it to be able to be there as Miss New Jersey while it was still in Atlantic City.
And what part of Jersey are you from? Because it's
the beach.
Pretty... Oh, okay.
So I know a lot about beach towns. So I grew up in Brigantine, New Jersey.
Okay, yeah.
And then I moved because of schools to Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey.
Okay.
And then I went to college in Montclair, New Jersey. I went to Montclair State University, where I have a degree in journalism, and I have minors in political science and dance. And then I came here.
Well, now, there you go.
When did you move down, and where do you guys reside, and why here? Why did you move to this awful place?
Convince me otherwise. No, this is the most incredible place to live. I moved here, I was doing the math. I think it was 7 years ago in October it will be.
Okay.
And my now husband has a daughter from a prior relationship, and they live in Estero.
Cool.
So it just made sense for us to move on down here. And yes, I currently, and since I've moved, I'm in Estero.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, the camera blew away. Tell you folks. Oh, thank you. And thank you. We have such an awesome breeze here.
Perfect.
That was, thank you for fixing that.
Perfect.
I mean, the breeze is unbelievable. This is the best breeze we've had since we started doing the show down here at La Di Da. So you're 30 years old.
31.
31.
If you want to say 30, I'm totally fine with that.
Is anybody else in this?
I'm going to say 40 for me then.
Is anybody else in this building 30 or younger? Raise your hand.
Well,
stop it, Grandpa. Oh, forget it. You guys are all a bunch of liars. I can tell by the look on your face.
We probably have 2 people out of all of those followers that are under that are 30 or under, but we got them.
Well, I'm glad to start representing the age group. Here we are.
We do need more
ideas.
We do need more younger people getting involved in politics at the local level, because right now, I mean, starting at the top, I mean, they're all geriatrics. I mean, everybody well, I guess Kamala's not, you know, the original was, but I mean, we do need some younger people.
So why did you at this age, because you have 2 kids, right? So you're busy. Why did you decide to throw your hat in this ring?
You know what? It was like, why not? The opportunity was there for me, and I figured, you know, it's better to be in the arena and try to make a difference as opposed to sitting back and complaining. Or, you know, my children are still young enough where they haven't fully been in the Lee County School District yet. So my oldest son, he's entering kindergarten at Pine Woods Elementary School this Monday.
Right.
Time flies. And I have a 2-year-old also. So I feel like I felt that the time was now, to try to make a difference. So the school district that they end up graduating from, that they can really feel proud of. And I hope that for all of the kids in our school district.
Now you're running against Bill Ribble.
Yes, sir.
Who, I mean,
this is this Chris Patrica's?
I don't know.
Chris Patrica is not running for re-election.
Right.
But
That was her.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We've had Chris on the show
many
times. We love Chris. Now, Bill Ribble is like, to me, all he does is run for office. I mean, he runs for all kinds of different office. And we did see him I did see him last week at a chamber event. So what do you think you bring to the table that people should consider voting for you instead of Mr. Ribble?
Yeah, sure. So as you said, he has run for multiple political offices in our area. And so for me, I am not a career politician.
Well, how the hell can you be? You're only 31 years old. I mean, give yourself some time.
But I'm not trying to advance my political agenda here. I'm doing it for my kids. I'm doing it for our community. And I believe that I'm running for the right reasons. And I bring fresh ideas. I bring a new perspective.
What are the right reasons?
The right reasons are for our kids and for our teachers and for the betterment of our community as a whole.
But everybody can say for our kids and for our teachers. What does that mean specifically?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So, but I have children that it will directly affect, so I have literal skin in the game here. Yeah. And I think that, we've had the same for so long, and it's time. If you continue to do the same and expect different results, that's not going to happen. So
what is your number one priority? Sorry,
let me get it. I was going to ask that question.
I know it's your birthday, so I don't want you to overexert yourself today. I know you're getting a little up in years too.
Get me a walker.
We're not 30 anymore.
No.
That is your birthday present.
To continue to elect the same and expect different results, it's just not going to happen. So I believe that I'm the opportunity for our community to try to elect some new ideas and try to see if some new ideas can really bring some positive change.
What do you think are the top 2 or 3 things that you want to advance if you're elected?
Absolutely. So my top thing is actually listening. I think some of our best leaders are the best listeners, and I want to improve communication. A lot of politicians will say, we need better communication, but that's just only one facet of it. I think that it's making communication easier and more effective. And I believe that I have new ideas from my new generation because I can introduce new technologies that maybe some board members may not be aware of. So, and also creating a marketing plan behind that communication. For example, there is a portal on the Lee County website for the school district where parents, community members can leave anonymous tips or recommendations, suggestions about our school district. Go on there and try to find that link. I challenge you. I can't find it for the life of me, and I feel that if I can't find it, I have a high suspicion that a majority of our community members are not able to find that same resource. So it's not just having those resources of communication in place, it's making them accessible, and accessible not just to one community, not just to one group of our community members, not just to the people that are going to the school board meetings, but to the parents and caregivers and grandparents of all of our students within Lee County. So that would be one of my initiatives. And another one is to prioritize safety and mental health, and also support our teachers.
And what, do you have any
want me to take over from here?
No, specifics on how you would advance the safety?
Yes, absolutely. So I believe that so all of these initiatives that I'm running on, at the end of the day, the goal is to create an environment in schools where students are happy to learn and teachers are happy to teach. So by trying to implement new programs to support students and teachers as far as mental health is concerned is a huge priority of mine, because if students and teachers do not feel safe and comfortable where they're going to school, they're not going to learn. It's going to inhibit their progress, and therefore it's going to continue to just widen our achievement gap. So if we want to close that achievement gap and try to get our test scores higher, first and foremost, the students that are going to schools need to feel safe where they're going and not be worried about other things other than learning. So things like, for example, we have counselors in our schools. But what do those counselors' offices look like? Are they inviting? Are they welcoming? Maybe creating teen centers where we're destigmatizing the concept of mental health help and resources and making it more available and, again, less stigmatized for people to really, truly be able to utilize.
So the school budget, I think, is $2.7 billion with a B, everybody. And
yes.
And just the last night or the other day, we saw that the student grades were horrible. 9 out of 10 for the first time. They were as bad as they can be. So let's figure out what's your solution to how you have a $2.7 billion budget and the kids apparently are not learning anything.
Right. So
I mean, how do you? Well, no, other than the kids on Fort Myers Beach who are clearly getting A's, I mean, they're always at the top.
Right. That's true. So again, it's bringing in those fresh ideas, new perspectives. Have you ever written an email or written a letter and you've written it and you've looked it over so many times and you need to pass it on to someone else to have a fresh set of eyes? I believe that I can be that fresh set of eyes for our school district. So let's lay it all out on the table. Let's reevaluate the programs that we currently have. I've spoken to a lot of teachers during my time campaigning, and there are a lot of programs that we're currently paying for that are not being used as effectively as they should be, whether we need to combine programs, eliminate programs, or get new ones. But again, at the end of the day, the goal is to really have a broad perspective, start at ground zero and really build up from there, as opposed to just copy and pasting year after year after year and expecting different results.
So if you were to grade the teachers in the district right now, A to F, what's your grade for the teachers in the school district?
So I think that's kind of an unfair question, just because I would not want to.
I don't ask unfair questions, only the real questions.
Okay, it's a legitimate question.
He does ask a lot of questions, though, that people don't answer.
Here's the thing. We have a lot of really phenomenal teachers in our school district. And my goal as a school board member would be to be able to support them to make sure that they are able to teach to the best of their ability. And on the same token, there are probably some teachers within our school district that are not the greatest teachers.
What's the percentage in your mind?
Quite frankly, I'm not sure if I could put a number on it right now.
So
it's too early to tell.
In your opinion, with a $2.7 billion budget and a 9 out of 10 horrible rating for the kids, do you think that it's the teachers or the kids that got us to that point where it's so bad?
Right. So I really think that the school, it's a school system. It works. It's a well-oiled machine. You can't build a house if you have a toolbox. You need every tool in the toolbox to be able to build the house. So we need every single department within our educational structure to really be able to give its best effort to try to help support our students. And I don't think that we can just point our finger at one particular group. I think it's a way bigger picture than just saying it's the students, it's the teachers, it's the principals, it's everybody.
Yeah.
And I think that as a school board member, I know that the second that I get into office, it would be my mission to make sure I am showing up and not just showing up at the board meetings. I'm showing up on school grounds, continuing to listen to people, listen to teachers, listen to principals, and really find out what the problem is, because I'm curious too.
If you were to grade the school board, because obviously you've been paying attention to the school board or you wouldn't be running, how would you grade this school board right now?
You want me to give everybody grades over here? You know what?
Well, isn't that what school's all about? I mean, I made it and I got lots of Fs.
So honestly, I think they're doing average.
That would be a C.
I would give them a C.
C minus, C plus, or straight C?
I'll give them a C plus.
Well, now because
I think it's difficult because the school board is nonpartisan, but we have different opinions on the school board. Right now, it is heavily swayed with the same opinion. So I hope that with this upcoming election, we're able to get a more diverse group of people onto the board to be able to, I want balanced democracy. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, at the end of the day, we all want what's best for our kids and their education here in Lee County.
I wish I had more kids. I wish we could have more kids right away. I mean, I would like to have,
you can
really
get
wanted to
another
have
wife.
10 kids.
I'm totally, I'll tap somebody else in.
And can
I've done my time.
Can I keep you too?
Nope.
Never mind.
Nope. I have done my time.
In other countries, you're allowed to have more than one, right?
7 years in Tibet with this one times 23.
So who is your choice for superintendent? Who are you going to vote for?
You know what? I'm still researching my options. I have not yet voted. I'm not sure yet.
Come on, you know who. I mean, how many are there?
There are two.
We're
there
voting for Denise Carlin, everybody. That's who we like. I mean, she's the only one that came on the show. That's why.
Got it.
It's all about coming on the show. If you don't come on the show, I'm not voting for your ass.
So I hope I get your vote.
Well, I don't know. Can we vote? I apologize.
No problem. So I'm running Lee County District 3. And it includes Bonita Springs, Estero, some of South Fort Myers, and all of Fort Myers Beach. So you said you're in Gateway, though, so you can't vote for me.
So let's talk about Fort Myers Beach. I think they have 51 kids in the school. I've heard two different numbers over the last week. Should Fort Myers Beach have their own school at 51 kids?
Yes, they should, because I believe that it is essential to the economy here. It is essential to the community here. I grew up, as I mentioned, in a beach town. I grew up in Brigantine Beach. And unfortunately, my parents had to move off the island because of the schools. So I do not want to see that happen here in Fort Myers Beach, because it's essential to the vitalization of this entire.
So even at 51?
Even at 51, maybe we need to do better to try to encourage people to raise that number,
Yeah.
And they are working on that,
yeah.
and they have a plan, and hopefully the workers are utilizing that opportunity, because it is.
I really do feel that it is important.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the documentary about the baseball team? Did you watch the documentary about the baseball team and the whole racist thing on the baseball team? I don't want to ask.
I don't think I have.
All right, I don't want to ask about that. No, I don't want to ask about that thing. It was about the one of the high schools, and I don't want to get into it, but it is worth watching if you haven't seen it yet. I mean, it was a 30-minute documentary about a text that the coach made, and the district had to get involved in the whole thing, and it was brutal to watch the kids go. The high school kids go through that on the baseball team. But I mean, I know sometimes for people running for office, one specific topic like that can get into the weeds way too much. So are you in favor or opposed to book banning?
So I think that as a parent myself, I want the opportunity to be able to say yes or no. Mm-hmm. I don't think that there should be a blanket ban over particular books, because again, that's just pushing what I feel is best for my child. And what I feel is best for my child may not be what you think is best for your child. And I think that as parents and caregivers, guardians, grandparents, we deserve to be able to have a say in those situations.
Parents, go ahead, dear. I didn't mean. I know. I'm just on a roll right now.
Do you think parents are involved enough? Do you think there's enough opportunity for them to get involved?
Good question.
So no, again, that goes back to my main point of listening to parents and making it easier and more effective for them to try to communicate with the board.
Because parents are busy.
They are busy. And again, I said this the other day, I want to be the voice for the single mother who's working 2 jobs, who doesn't have enough extra money to hire a babysitter, to go to the school board meetings to fight for her rights for her child. Mm-hmm. So coming up with creative solutions. I have a background in the arts, and I feel that has really allowed me the opportunity to think outside of the box and come up with creative solutions to make sure that all voices are being heard of all parents, because it is hard. I mean, even just talking to my husband, he's saying, I wouldn't even know where to begin. And that's the problem. That's where we need better whether you call it advertising or marketing, it needs to be in everybody's faces, and it cannot be hidden. Whether you make a new website, so what if you make a new website? Who knows about it? That's what matters. How we're getting the word out there.
Okay,
you got to get some energy in your campaign a little bit. Okay, I mean, you're just a little low key for this. So the how is the campaign going? How do you think it's going? I mean, how have you been received by the community? I mean, it's a machine that you're running against. Let's not be. You all heard me talk about it. You're running against. I don't know why he's in the machine, but apparently he's in the machine. And so how what's that battle like for a 30-year-old, 31-year-old running for office?
Well,
I don't think we've ever interviewed a 31-year-old running for any kind of audience. I'm so jealous of being 31. Do you guys? Can you remember back that far?
You're not going to make it to 60
Christmas.
if you don't shut up pretty soon.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, as you just mentioned, you can tell that I'm quite energized.
A little bit.
I'm very excited to be here, and I'm very excited to have a say in our community. So To be honest, the race has been going incredibly well. I have been out in the community. I've been door knocking. I've been meeting people. I've been one of the most amazing things is that this is a nonpartisan race. Mm-hmm. I'm not running as a Democrat or a Republican. So I have been speaking to everyone in our community, and everyone, whether you have children or not, the school district here will affect you, whether it's increasing your property taxes or directly affecting your child that's in the school district, or if you're a teacher, you're teaching. So there's every single person that lives in Lee County is directly impacted by our school district here. And like I said, it's just been refreshing because of our extremist culture in politics right now to be able to be in our community and really realize that it's not as extreme as we think. The Democrats and Republicans alike have been so welcoming and so embracing of my ideas, and it's been really a breath of fresh air.
The thing that's frustrating for somebody that's just an average Joe like myself with 97,531 followers is that
Move over. His head is expanding.
The school district has a $2.7 billion budget. It's the biggest expense on our tax bill, and the students are doing horribly. Yeah. I mean,
where is the huge problem?
Yeah, where is the accountability for something like that? I mean, you would think with $2.7 billion, you could, all the kids should be smart. Like everybody should be in Mensa. Oh, you thought she brought that up last night. She asked me if I knew what that was. I did have to Google it. I mean, no kidding. I mean, what the hell with that money? It's crazy.
I understand. I totally get your point. And the thing is that they say there's no room in the budget to try to make changes. But I have to say, I completely disagree. I want to tell you a quick story if I can, if we have time.
Oh, yeah.
So as I mentioned earlier, I was Miss New Jersey. So I promise this has a point. It is not just me talking about pageantry over here. So my very first year of eligibility, I competed. I was first runner-up. Great. Awesome. Next year, I'm probably going to go in and I'll win. Second year back, fourth runner-up. All right. Not quite the outcome I wanted. Third year back, I made the top 10. Fourth year back, I was standing in the back line, clapping for everyone else. Didn't even place, no top 10, not even a semifinalist award. So then I reevaluated, is this really my dream? Is this really what I want? Is this, maybe I should just give up at this point. But I couldn't. It was still my dream. It's still what I wanted. So the next year I went back. I was second runner-up, and my last and final year of eligibility, I went back, competed, and won. And then I went on to become second runner-up to Miss America, where I've won over $30,000 of scholarship in order to further my education because of the Miss America organization. So I tell you this story to highlight my perseverance and to highlight that if someone tells me no, or if someone says, you know what, we've been doing it for so long this way, it can't be done, we've explored all of our options. Well, I'm sorry, no, that I'm not taking that as an answer. So I just hope that shows my perseverance and energy to be able to, in the face of potentially a board that will say, you can't do this, I will have the fortitude to be able to say, well, watch me.
Okay.
So one other question before we let you roll.
Dear, that was such a strong finish.
It was a good ending. Sorry, but it made me think of something. Do you have any idea why the taxpayers in Lee County were paying the superintendent when he left? Like he left the district and he got another job, or he was a finalist for another job, and we were all still paying him. I mean, did anyone ever come up with an answer for that buffoonery there? Like, how did that happen?
Quite frankly, I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to find out for you and let you know.
I'm sure Amanda knows.
There are things you just cannot let it go.
I get too much in the weeds sometimes.
And once I get on the board, if I have the ability to get on the board, I'm going to ask questions.
When you get on the board, who's the first person you want to fire? It's not a fair question, right? Who's doing the worst job right now in the school district? Who's doing the worst job?
Quite frankly, I don't have the information to be able to make that decision right now.
Who's doing the best job? Who's your favorite teacher?
Her kids aren't in the school.
No, well, I do. So my son does. Miss B, she's a brand new teacher. She's been super cute and awesome so far. But I know I have a lot of friends that are teachers in the district, and I know that they truly do care about the students. But the thing is that they feel uncared for as teachers, and I want to change that.
So how long was the pier in the town that you lived in? Do you know how long the pier was?
The pier on the beach town that I lived in?
Yeah.
So there was no pier.
Oh, and they survived.
They did. They did. But there was no pier. There's no pier in Brigantine Beach.
Wow.
Why do you do this to people who don't know what your inside
because Alan was watching.
Was.
Alan is spearheading the pier here, and it's a Taj Mahal. We're getting a Taj Mahal pier. It's 7,000 feet long. I mean, it reaches to Sanibel.
Oh my
That's how long the pier is. You're going to be able to do laps on that pier.
Wow.
So how do people donate to your? How much money have you raised?
I've raised over $5,000. I have, something that I'd love to bring up is I'm having a fundraiser tonight.
Okay.
As I mentioned, I jumped into the campaign
Say
on the
it
very
slow.
last.
Say it slow so people can know where to
On
go.
the very
Can
last
you
day,
shut up and let her talk?
I jumped into the campaign the very last day that I could enter the race. So every effort counts. I've been trying to maximize my 2 months that I have been campaigning. So I have a fundraiser this evening from 5 to 7 at Library Pizza in Fort Myers. It's in Gulf Coast Town Center. So 5 to 7, meet and greet, Q&A.
Wait, where's Library Pizza?
Across from the Keys Bar and Grill.
Oh, okay. That's got to be new. We go down there all the time. We haven't been there. So
yeah, but we haven't been over in that area.
not in that
That's
spot,
all been because the construction going on down there.
Correct.
So bring your checks. You're going to need a little more than 5,000.
Yes, you can donate online at Kaitlyn for LeeCountySchoolBoard.com.
Spell that first name.
Yep, KAITLYN for LeeCountySchoolBoard.com.
Do you know how much money Ripple has raised? Bill Ripple?
I do.
How much has he raised? I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. We'll just let that roll. we need a few more signs is what you're saying.
I've got lots of signs. If anyone wants some, if you know any businesses, I have big, massive signs. They're in the back of my car right now. So I will
She's ready to install them right now.
Please. I would love your support, your donation, and ultimately your vote. Today begins early voting. And like I said, this primary will be decided on August 20th.
That's right. The primary is August 20th. And we were trying to figure it out last night. Like, if it's a nonpartisan, why is there a primary? They should go right to November. The whole school board thing, I really don't pay as close attention to. But I mean, good luck in the race, and we appreciate you reaching out, wanting to come on,
with him,
and make sure that if you're interested in hearing more from Kaitlyn, or you want to donate to her campaign, that you either talk to her here after the show, or you go on her website and help her out. And she's only 31, so she has plenty of years left in politics if she wants to keep going.
Time here
that's right. That's right. It'd be nice.
Let's get elected this time around.
It'd be nice to have somebody else. Thanks, Kaitlyn. Big hand for Kaitlyn, everybody. Yeah. All right, Kaitlyn, thank you so much for coming on. I know I was a pain. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to tell you about a couple of our sponsors, because without our sponsors, Kim's hair would be flat or she'd be bald. And the first person is Tony Bone Painting. Tony Bone has been in business since 1994. And there's nothing worse than having a bald person, with little stubs on her hair, because she can't afford to get her hair done. But she really does get her hair done, because my aunt does it to her for free. Come from a family of painters, the Tony Bone family. He's a repaint specialist, interior and exterior painting, cabinet and furniture finishing. He's worked 12 years for the Edison Ford Winter Estates. Tony was on the show, and you've probably heard him tell you horror stories about some work that's being done on the beach, about the contractors that start a job and they totally screw somebody's house. Please give Tony a call if you want your house to actually survive the next rainstorm or survive the next hurricane. Give him a call right now, because he's sitting out in his painting truck. And by the way, don't forget that he also painted the wavy wall in Times Square at no charge to the town of Fort Myers Beach. And I thought we were going to get him to paint the ground there. You know how they used to have those cool colors in Times Square? But the town has kind of put that on hold until they figure out what they're going to do in Times Square. So here's Tony's number. Write it down and put it in the chat box, because you want to talk to him. 239-410-7083, 239-410-7083. Our second sponsor just happens to be sitting in the audience today. His name is Bob Coleman. His name is Tom Coleman, and his business, he used to come to the shows on Sunday, and he used to say he worked, and I thought he was full of shit. Like, he didn't really have a job, that he just came to the shows because, he had 4 wives, so they were all giving him money from the divorce, and he didn't really need money. But apparently sending money to them. He's here with his 7th wife tonight, and we love them both, Tom and Denise Coleman. It's 4, right? Not 7. You're number 4. How's it holding up so far? You've been married 3 months. Oh, perfect. Yeah. All right. Eagle Eye Aluminum specializes in seamless gutters as well as aluminum and vinyl soften and fascia repairs. I'll have to Google fascia later just to see what that is if I have any on my house. He also does rescreen work. Now, somebody texted me this morning saying, do you know anybody, or they posted on Facebook, do you know anybody that does rescreens? Well, Tom is sitting here right now waiting to come to your house to rescreen your pool cage. His phone is at the ready, and his phone number is 239-340-1639. That's 239-340-1639. Somebody please type that number in the chat box, because if you need the screen rescreened, you can do it right there. And his email address is eagleeyealuminum@gmail.com. Thank you so much to Tom for being a sponsor and Tony for being a sponsor. Right now, we're going to get back to the program, this award-winning program. And our next guest, you've seen her here. If you actually watched the show live from Wahoo Willie's a few weeks ago, she's running for Lee County Commission. And her name is Amanda Cochran, and she's sporting her bright red shirt today. Very nice. Amanda, get down here, Amanda Cochran.
Here we go.
So good to see you again. And I have to explain
Take 2.
I have to give you my apologies.
2. I apologize too.
Okay.
I know.
No problem.
It was such a great interview.
Not political at all.
No.
I completely understand.
We've
teasing
lost
you.
2
I'm
shows
teasing.
in the 6 years. Just poof. Like the weekend we did that show, the Saturday before, it didn't post on YouTube, and I'm like, something's not right here. Something's not right. And Sunday, everything just went kablooey. So how's the campaign going? Let's get us up to date.
Excellent. As I told you before, I'm overwhelmed by the support and excited.
Yeah.
Excited. Yeah.
Now we're 2 weeks away from the primary and
10 days.
10 days away from the
10
primary.
days.
So people need to get out there. I've seen
10
your
days.
signs everywhere. I think it's your son that's out there, or your whole family that's
I got
out
a
there
whole
putting
crew.
signs
I have a
everywhere.
whole
So,
crew. Yes, sir.
so did you get a chance to see Mike on the show last week at all? Have you?
Well, to be honest, I caught the tail end when you kept looking over
I
your
know.
shoulder like, we got to get out of here.
Yeah. The weather
That
kept
was
kicking
funny.
us off on the microphone last week. But one of the things that I wanted to bring up is that
we're going right in. Here we go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's
Well,
go.
I mean, you got
I'm
10
gonna try
days.
to have the energy
Oh, no.
of the last young lady that was here. I love her.
I know.
So
she's
this is like, can you
Where'd she
imagine?
go?
She's right
over
here.
by your table.
She's working your table.
Oh, hello. Oh, yeah. Get him.
Yeah. You've never run for office at age 30, right? I mean, wow.
I've never run for office.
This is it right here.
This is your
time.
first. And so
I had to have no political aspirations. No, I run a business. I'm raising kids. I'm in my community. Never political office.
So refresh everybody's memory as to why you got involved.
Yep.
Let me do it really fast. So 6 generations of my family are from this town, and we've always been in business and always a part of the community. What I've never been is a politician. However, when some radical changes were being proposed for my town,
which is
Alva,
Mhm.
I decided to discover what those radical changes were, because we couldn't believe that they were happening and why they were happening. Got down to the BOCC, started to do a take apart LPA and a hearing examiner and all those processes that happen, and come to find out those changes were happening that should never have happened.
Yeah.
And what I discovered when I got there was these kind of changes were being proposed all over Lee County in places that they shouldn't. And there was a disconnect between the community, who was up at that podium pleading, and the elected officials. And after doing a significant amount of research and listening, I have found out that it doesn't have to be that way. Not stopping development. I know I have been characterized that way, but developing in a way that is more responsible, where infrastructure is alongside of it, not behind it.
One of the things.
So is it? Can I just?
Yes,
is it
please.
just the infrastructure, the lack of infrastructure in the area where you are
ma'am.
now?
No, ma'am. No,
What
ma'am.
What are
No,
the
ma'am.
other
It's not,
issues?
It's not
that,
just the lack of
okay.
infrastructure.
What else?
It
is
is the irresponsible. So I know we're on Fort Myers Beach, so it's very difficult to come on and talk about an area on the other side of the county, but we have similar issues.
Similarities.
We do. So in the most rural corridor of Southwest Florida, Alva, in Lee County, Alva, they're proposing and approved comprehensive plan amendments for 30 and 40-foot home sites. And the cluster development, as my opponent mentioned, we have a comprehensive plan that was thoughtfully designed to not only plan for our area and impact our area, but it was also thoughtfully designed for the rural atmosphere. Mm-hmm. Literally, Goal 27 and Goal 28, if you go inside of the comprehensive plan for Lee County, it says to keep that area historically rural. 30 and 40-foot home sites is not rural, so it's just, and they say, oh, well, we need this growth. There are several areas that we could be proposing this type of growth. So to push for water and sewer in an area that there's areas we desperately need a water sewer conversion, Lehigh Acres, some areas of North Fort Myers. And so why are we pushing it in an area that it's not a necessity?
Well, one of the things that I think you were I don't want to put words in your mouth, so you explain it.
Sure.
After I try to make a point. When you were on the last time, you kind of almost said that you felt like Mike Greenwell was using his position on the board to better his personal business. Do you still feel that way?
Oh, I didn't kind of say it. I said it.
Okay.
He definitely,
because when he was on last week, he obviously he totally was like, that makes no sense at all. Like he's not trying to do that. So explain how you.
So let me explain.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, and that is separate and also part of the development that happened, because he opened the door. He keeps saying the gate's open. We can't stop the gate. You can stop. You can slow the gate.
How the hell can you slow the gate of people that want to come to this county?
No. You're not slowing the gate of people that want to come here.
Yeah.
You're slowing the gate of where you impact our area in that development. So East Lee County is now the open gate for all of this development, when we should be developing in areas that deserve that kind of residential impact.
Mm-hmm. Where in the county do you think that residential density should go or could go that would be better than there?
Oh, well, I mean, listen, Cape Coral, let's take for instance, to build a home in Cape Coral, it's required to have 80 feet. In Cape Coral, that's not Alva. Cape Coral, you have to have 80 feet to build a home site.
What do you mean 80 feet? You have to have 80 feet of a
80
lot?
80 feet lot,
okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And what are they proposing out by you guys? 30.
30 and
you
40.
So what's the big deal? What's the big deal?
That's not conducive or honoring.
Is it breaking
the plan.
some kind of it's breaking the plan. The plan says you should have how many feet?
They amended the plan. They amended the plan to allow for that to come in. Okay. And it started, let's go back to you asked me about Greenwell's specific development. So he did begin the application process a few months, 6 months before he applied after Frank Mann died to become commissioner. He did. So he did start that process ahead of time. And I don't begrudge him for starting an application process that he's entitled to.
Right.
That he's entitled to. Those are key words. However, when he applied to be a commissioner, in my mind, he had a decision to make. Either serve the public or continue your zoning application. By doing both, he clearly put his constituents and his colleagues in a position of undue influence that should never have happened. And I keep continually saying on my stops when it comes up, because a lot of people are in agreement with me that just because it's legal doesn't make it right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
he had 17 acres. Sorry, I'm interrupting you. He said they're taking 17 acres of my land.
Yes, he did say that last week.
I get that.
Eminent domaining it.
But to rezone, I mean, who's paying for those 17 acres? We are. And to do that, again, as a private citizen, get what you can get. But, and I brought this up in the last show when we were here. I am actually with other community members in our area, in litigation with the county over that decision, because our attorney identified areas where it should be reviewed.
So you're suing the county?
It's not called a lawsuit. We are in litigation because we're asking a higher court.
You're going to have to dumb it down for me because it sounds to me like that's a lawsuit.
Well, because a lawsuit implies we're asking for money. We're not asking for money. We're asking a higher court. It's called a writ of certiorari. We're asking a higher court to review a lower court's decision for its merit and accuracy.
And that's for what?
For Greenwell's rezoning.
The whole rezoning.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. And listen, we would be here a long time if I identified all of the ways and the documents. If you read those documents, the hearing exam, all the things that happened along the way, it's pretty startling.
Yeah. So if this is such a bad thing, why aren't the other 4 Lee County commissioners standing up and saying, or the county manager standing up and saying, listen, we have to stop this. This is wrong.
Well, they kind of did. So on decision
Did I miss that meeting?
Oh, no. It's all, you can go back and watch it. You're welcome to. So actually, I'm glad we're discussing this. So the LPA meeting, the hearing exam meeting that originally happened for his ask occurred in November of 2022. Does anybody remember November of 2022?
Right. Everybody.
I believe it was November 17th. November 17th, when folks didn't have mailboxes, ways to communicate. And if you go and look at the county website and all of their schedules, lots of things were canceled. But that hearing exam moved forward. So they had a hearing exam, and that's where you can go back and look and identify all of the strange conversations that happened. The hearing examiner actually said, wow, this looks like the corner of Colonial and 75 in the middle of a rural area. Literally her words. So, which is disturbing since they approved it. But then it went before the board in April of, the comp plan change went February and the zoning change went April, back to back. Both times it was approved in the last 2 minutes. Boom, boom, we're done. It's approved. There was a identification that it was not properly noticed to the public. So that's what brought it back.
Right.
So that's what brought it back. And that's when we found out about it.
Yeah.
Which brings me to another point. How the public finds out. I just want to pop this in there as a commercial. And this goes for you guys too.
Sure.
How the public finds out about these kinds of changes. Right now, they put it on a little, Home Depot paint stick with a sign marker written on it that says, hey, there's a major change coming to your neighborhood. And after the rain we had last week, that gets knocked over. And the other places, they bury it in the news press.
Yeah. Nobody reads the newspaper. I shouldn't say nobody, but really most people don't go to the classified pages of the newspaper as they used to. But, and I don't.
So my proposal is that we have a Facebook page for the Lee County government. We have a Facebook page for Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't we have a Facebook page for upcoming development where people can peruse it and say, oh, you know what? This is going to impact me. Let me get out there.
You would advocate for better communication.
That's what I'm running on. Transparency and accountability.
I don't disagree with that. And an example of that is we live in Gateway.
Sure.
And there is a recycling center that's going on Colonial that the neighborhoods did not know about until the very last minute. They saw that
I came to those meetings.
And Pelican Preserve and Gateway.
Yes, sir.
They say they had no idea. Now the county will always say, we advertised it. You didn't see it. You're not paying attention. And then what happened was people found out about it. They come to the county board meeting and Brian Hammond says, I think we need to do a better job of making, having public meetings. At that point, the deal is basically done.
You're too late.
Right. What they did was they delayed on the closing of the property because they didn't own the property at the time to go through the motions of communicating with the residents. And I agree.
Workshop I attended. Yeah. They came out and brought their whole panel.
Yeah, I agree with that. But and this is I'm not trying to knock the communications department. Betsy and Tim and those guys, they do a great job responding to the media
with the provisions and policies.
This has got to be at the county board level. Sure. I mean, the communication level about what's going on on Captiva with the South Seas is terrible. It's just terrible, and they even admit it. The county reps even admit it. Well, fix it. Fix it. I mean, you five people.
We need a coin jar.
You 5 people are in charge. Fix the communication. If you can't communicate with the voters on major issues like that.
what do you think about what's going on South Seas? What if you were on? What would your opinion be about the development out there?
Same as I said with the lost video, is that the top conversation after a Cat 4 hurricane should be public safety and getting people off. And if that's the top conversation, if the decisions come down from there, literally public safety, then the answer to that question is to make sure.
No. Yeah. Well, Mike's answer last weekend was everybody's going to have the same playing field. You're all going to have.
You make decisions across the board.
No
and you don't
case by case basis is what he said.
I know.
I think the other point.
I did hear that part.
The other point that was made, I mean, there was a lot of points that were made, is that, I mean, I was asking some questions about development and slowing development and what can you do? And there was the talk of, well, that there'd been a lot of Bert Harris type issues.
I love this. Let's get into
where
Bert
they
Harris.
had lost.
Yes.
They'd lost a lot of legal battles.
What they haven't lost. Let's clarify a few things that my opponent said. Historically, in Lee County, he is right. They have spent millions, but they haven't lost cases. Okay, they lost years ago. They lost one case for $4 million. That, if you deep dive, and we don't have time to get into it, deep dive, that case was lost because of decisions that the county staff and the commission made at that time that rezoned a property. Are we smiling?
Yes, we're taking a picture.
Yay!
So let me just back up a second. For anybody that doesn't know what a Bert Harris lawsuit is, it's when a property owner sues the government because the property owner feels like the government made some kind of action or prevented them from doing something.
Property rights. It's a property rights lawsuit.
And it almost reached the Bert Harris lawsuit with the Dune walkover with Eddie Root and Kurt down on this end of the island. If you remember that.
It's the threat of the Bert Harris lawsuit.
That frightens the government.
It does frighten them. So they haven't,
as it should.
They've lost one case for $4 million. The other, I think he used the figure $300 million.
Now, Amanda,
the other $300 million were not lost. They were settled.
You brush under the table like losing $4 million is nothing.
Oh no, it's huge.
Yeah,
it's huge. But you have to deep dive into that case and see the mistakes that were made by the county that caused that to happen. Okay. And listen, we'll sit down and have that discussion. I have all of the documentation, all of it. But what's happened since then, because of that action, our county officials historically have now said, oh no, Bert Harris, if you invoke the name Bert Harris, you win. You win. You get a car. You get a car. It was never, I'm sorry, that was, that was terrible. So the Bert Harris law does not give the commission the right to say yes to upzoning, which is increasing intensities, densities. So if you go before a board and say, these are the property rights, but I want 200 more homes when there's 100 allowed. I want,
here's what I hear you saying.
But I want to clarify. You are for property rights, for people's property rights.
Of course,
because that is going to be the other
franchise people's property rights. But
how do you thread that needle?
Because very clearly, my property rights end where my neighbors begin. So if my decisions for my property in relation to the Alva are going to radically affect everybody around me, I'm now affecting their property rights.
So is what you're insinuating is that the Lee County Board of Commissioners is using Bert Harris as a shield to allow massive amounts of growth.
I am telling you.
Okay.
I am telling you.
Okay.
Yes. And listen, just so we're clear, because I want to make sure that
it's all going to blow away.
We got people. We got people here. This is the best breeze we've had in this.
I want to talk about this breeze. So this is actual verbiage. Okay. The Bert Harris protects a landowner's actual and present use on his or her property, as well as any vested right to a specific use of his property. Importantly, it is also protecting any reasonable, foreseeable future uses. That's an important word, reasonable and foreseeable. Reasonable and foreseeable does not mean increase in density and intensity, okay? The Bert Harris Act does not apply to owners who are attempting to increase density, intensity, and uses, which is known as upzoning. I don't want to get too far in the weeds here, but I will tell you this. In relation to my opponent and his decision, 400,000 square feet of commercial space in Alva is not reasonably foreseeable.
Okay.
And he uses as he did last week, Babcock. Babcock was an anomaly because first of all, Babcock is conserving 300,000 plus acres of conservation land, and they will in perpetuity. That's what they've said. So that's, and the other reason that's an anomaly. So that's a totally different case. Another reason that's an anomaly is because
you have a question. Yeah, if you have a question, come on over. It doesn't look like you're agreeing, but we'd like to hear your point of view then.
Sure. Oh, here we go.
Okay, wait. You got to use a microphone so people can hear you.
Babcock, did you fight against Babcock, or now that is right next door?
Babcock was an anomaly because they have their own services that are all insulated within that community, and that's how it was pitched from the get-go.
I can understand that
they have their own services that they provide. Correct.
The only way that you can develop now is going out east.
That's not true. That's not true. I disagree with you there. Where are we going to go? So you think the only place left in Lee County to develop is East Lee County? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that you can only go more east. You can't go more west.
Okay. So you're saying the only place left to develop in Lee County is East Lee County?
Yes.
That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
We've talked for years about affordable housing. We've talked about.
So you're going to put affordable housing in an area that is not close to any urban services?
Babcock Ranch has created
for
more
themselves.
traffic,
For themselves.
And it still affects all of Alva.
Oh, it absolutely does.
Absolutely.
It absolutely traffic-wise. So the roads are already failing, and you're going to bring more out there on a 2-lane North River Road.
Problem at the time.
Sir, are you from Alva?
That wasn't a problem.
Where are you from?
Gateway.
Are you from Alva?
Dude, we're neighbors, man. We live in Gateway too.
So you're concerned about Alva in Gateway?
No, but I'm concerned about the whole county.
Yeah. So you think that
Amanda.
Alva is the only place that we can develop left?
No, I don't think that Alva's the only place.
Well, that's probably
That it can't go west.
This is a personal battle between you and my friend.
Oh no.
Well,
I'm fighting.
Thank you.
There we go.
Well, Amanda.
No. We've ended up talking about that because that was the subject.
Nobody had a problem with Babcock Ranch.
Yes, there were several people who but it started in Charlotte County.
It was a huge.
Why do you think it's a personal problem between Amanda and Mike Greenwell? Why do you think that?
Because it's right next door, not in my backyard.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean,
I don't think it's a not in my backyard. It's a we have well thought out comprehensive plans that have designed the future build out for Fort Myers Beach, for Bonita Springs, for Estero, for Alva, and we are eroding those plans irresponsibly without without the infrastructure in place in many of those areas, and B, without the thought that the whole point was to protect those areas for their culture and nature, for those specific areas. That's what we're eroding, and that has nothing to do with any personal. That's everybody. That's a conversation that can be had countywide.
I think to his point that there's just been so much, back and forth on this one topic. So
Absolutely.
Looking at the county as a whole, what are some of the other issues that you think need change, that you want to be the voice of change for? Other issues in the county?
We are the second deadliest roads in the state of Florida. There's a reason for that. It's a serious topic when they're bringing in Tallahassee folks to come down here and say, we have to fix this problem. Yeah. And it's because I believe we have prioritized, and development over infrastructure.
Well, I don't disagree with that. I can't.
That's the conversation, and that's all of Lee County.
But I also think it's almost like it's more retail development than it is residential. The retail development, they put so much shit in one area, and then it's like Colonial and Treeline or whatever. Colonial and 6 Mile it's got to be the worst corner.
Well, now you've got your divergent. Diagonal
what the hell is
diamonds.
that thing? I mean, you still can't get through that
I know
light.
you
And
hate
they say
that.
it's dark.
I know,
that.
but
you got retail on top of retail. There's nowhere to park. They have that's insane what they allowed. I don't know who allowed it, but I'm just saying you can't have that much retail in one location. Now, I don't know if you can deny retail. People put businesses in and they live or die by the business that they put in. But it's incredible the number of businesses in that one spot compared to the roads. That, and Brian Hammond complains about it all the time. Why can't we get roads done faster than we do? It's just insane that
Okay,
that
so,
thing's been
but I
going on
think you
forever.
have to stop,
Build the
you have
roads
to put a
first.
pause on the development and do the roads first.
But I'm talking about retail compared to residential.
Or
But you can't do that
or
because
make
you can't
sure
deny
that the
because of traffic.
infrastructure is pacing
Planned out.
with or ahead. Yes. Yeah, we need to think innovatively for infrastructure. We need to start having the conversations like we discussed before, the design build process, so that quickens the time on it and hopefully shores up some of the money involved. We need to have communication between the FDOT, not that they don't, but there should be a liaison, one person at the county whose only job is to communicate between the municipalities and FDOT, so that we are top of mind on all
Amanda,
projects.
Well, and the other
down.
thing too is there are a lot of people moving here, but there's a lot of people moving here. It's creating more businesses, which
Sure.
people have to service
Sure.
those people that are
Grow in
here.
the areas that are
So
responsible.
what about affordable housing? What can be done to stimulate growth in that area?
That's never going to happen. I mean,
Well,
let's
that's
just be
nice.
honest. Where are they
we
going to put affordable housing?
We should incentivize redeveloping in areas that the services are available, urban services are available. We should.
Where are they going to do that?
Central.
Where?
Central.
Be specific. Give me a piece of land right now where they're going to do
doing,
affordable
the
housing. Where?
Those conversations are happening as far as redevelopment.
Okay, I want to know right now where a piece of residential or affordable housing is going to go in Lee County. The property's too valuable for that. There's no way that anyone's going to invest in that.
There is
a project
there is
going on near
already
downtown.
project
Yes,
going
There's
on.
a project going
Is it on-
downtown. Yes. Oh,
Where?
I forget the name. of it.
82 off of Michigan.
She's giving me the
No.
evil eye.
No.
How dare you?
Listen, did my eyebrow go up? No. Downtown, there's a project going on. CRA. I'll
All right,
get it
it's
to
not.
you.
It's.
I'll get
I
it
mean,
to
I'm
you.
just saying.
Yes,
Overall,
there is a project that's
we
being mapped
definitely
out right now for Blight
Well,
News to
we definitely need more affordable housing. But I mean,
When was
they-
the last time you were downtown anyway?
No, I'm not going
Exactly.
downtown. It's too dangerous down there. I'm staying on the beach. I'm kidding. I mean,
my
nobody can take a
God,
joke
no.
anymore. Cheapers,
No,
creepers.
I gotta go.
No, you don't have to go yet.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't. You don't have to leave till 12:15. We got it
No,
all
I
plotted
know.
out. She's going to a
I
birthday
would like
massage.
to say that I am happy about the way that they have honored. As I said before, and I will say it again. I feel like I got to rewind what we talked about before so
You
I
do.
can get it out. Three gems in Lee County. Look at behind us.
Yes.
Gem
Right.
number 1. This is to die for. It's absolutely incredible. It's beautiful. Sit out here all day. I can sit out here all day.
Mhm.
Number 2, downtown. I'm not scared to go down
I'm
there,
kidding.
sir.
It's very nice.
No, it's beautiful. They have restored
Parking's
it
free now.
and honored the history of it in a beautiful way. Number 3 is one of the oldest settlements in Lee County, started in East Lee County, and it's the most rural section. It's the agricultural. You can't say you want to fight for 4-H and I want to preserve that area.
Let's talk
and do all
about that. Let's
and
talk
then,
about that
and then
building.
say, but we really need a city out there. The city came to me, so
Let's
let's
talk
build
about
out
that.
the city.
You-
That's not true. That's not true.
Mike seemed to be a little bit on the defensive about the Civic Center.
Yes,
when
sir.
somebody was getting on his, he wants the Civic Center to be great. He said last weekend, and it seems like people are insinuating that he just wants the Civic Center to be one of his.
He's also said that he's had no conversation with Sid Kitson, and he's also said,
Okay, who's Sid Kitson?
Sid Kitson
We went
is
through
the
this last
developer
week.
of
Not everybody knows
Babcock.
so.
Yeah. We got to update everybody. So Sid Kitson is
last
the
week we
developer of
did.
Babcock. No, and I have nothing. I've never had a conversation with him, but my opponent says he's never had a conversation with him, and he said in a public forum recently that I sell to developers. He doesn't sell to developers. He sold 46 acres to Sid Kitson a few years back.
Okay, who's Sid
which
Kitson
is-
again? Does he own the Civic
He
Center?
owns
The
no,
Babcock.
Oh, he owns
but how to
Babcock.
tie that into the Civic Center? So 3 years ago, Sid Kitson's company put in a proposal to develop the Civic Center,
Yeah.
shopping center, all
Okay.
kind of build out in a way that the community came up. They came up full force and said that is not what our ideas for that future legacy property is. And
Why wouldn't they want that?
because they want that agricultural.
Oh, that would be gone. That wouldn't be part of it. Oh, I
yeah.
see.
Oh,
So
no,
Mike's answer last weekend was
No.
he wants the 4-H. He wants it to be a great civic center. He also wants us to have concerts. We've outgrown Alico, where we can't have these major names.
That's what the community wants as well. Here was my only issue with that. And I am privy to communications that happened when they removed the Fair Board, which the contract was going up. The Fair Board was negotiating for a 2-3 year, however many year extension. There's no plan right now. They are discussing a plan, but why would you remove a nonprofit agency that is running a property when you have no plan? To take it over and say, oh, well, we have to take it over. It's falling apart. Well, I got to tell you, we just came through a Cat 4 and she's looking pretty good out there. I
don't know. I guess that you can argue that case. The fair went off. The fair went off fine. The people.
That's behind.
It went off. I mean, who goes to a fair anymore? I mean, who eats cotton candy anymore? I think
people
that should be reevaluated.
Oh, they love that fair, and I am for absolutely. Let's. That's too long of a conversation for this show. How that happened and how it came about.
I love cattle wrestling.
My community knows how that went down, so we won't get into that. There was.
But you disagree with Mike on the civic center?
I disagree with how it went down.
Gotcha.
The ultimate goal is to retain a legacy property that has a civic center that is multi-use. I agree with multi-use. I agree with 4-H. Absolutely.
Graduations.
100%. 100%. We should be proud of that area. It's how it went down.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
You don't have to go. I'm in control of the massage.
No,
okay.
Come on.
Oh, you have a massage.
Yes.
It's her birthday.
Wait a minute.
I know.
Oh, wait.
No,
Is today her birthday?
No,
It'll be
Tuesday.
Monday.
It'll be Monday.
It's 12:45. The massage is 12:45.
Can I do a happy birthday
No,
right
not
here?
no, Amanda. Stop trying to get in our good graces here. I got another question for
I
you.
can ask your question, but I would like my.
Oh, no. We're not going
Yes.
to say.
What are they going to
No,
do?
we're
Oh,
good.
they're going to have the whole thing, the whole group saying. So, Amanda, one of the topics that we didn't get to ask you about last time that you were on was single member district.
You love this.
I love single member district.
You love this topic.
I am on board with single member district. I've totally gone to the other side, even though I love Cecil. He's a great representative for Gateway, and he hates single member district.
Sure, I know he does.
What is your
and I want to give credit to Cecil because I want to say in our area, you can poll our area, all of District 5. They feel underrepresented and underserved. Lehigh specifically, they know that they are underserved. Yeah. And I will tell you this, that when there's events out in Lehigh, Cecil shows up. Yeah. So I will give, I'll and that's not his district.
No,
that's not his
Mike's district is what you're trying to say. But so Lehigh's an interesting community out there. They're thinking about incorporating.
They're thinking about it. I don't know that they should, but if they're thinking about it and that causes the attention of the county to come in and say, oh, we should probably start treating them a little differently, then I applaud that effort.
So single member district would mean that there would be.
Are you for that?
Wait, let me explain to people. They might not know what it is. Single member district is.
These people know everything.
Does everybody know what single member? If you don't know,
informed individuals.
So I'll just make one point. You said when you were on, you said if the single member district was in place now, you would win your district in a landslide, and Mike laughed at that last weekend.
Well. And he also said that he doesn't put up signs because they're divisive.
He
doesn't put up signs because there isn't too many people that will let him, except those who are financially tied to him. And,
I see.
So that's the truth.
All right.
So would you be for it?
When it comes to politics, I have no idea what the truth is.
I got to tell you, I see the arguments on both sides. And that sounds like a political answer. As I told you before, I think I have read some strengths and weaknesses on both sides, and I need to see where successful areas have gone. I mean, I know single member district is more prevalent than at large. I do know that, but as far as our size, we're 835,000 residents, so. I need to see how that plays out, because the truth is, and I'm not leaning toward any decision, but the truth is when I make a decision, it does impact all of Lee County. And because I'm elected in District 5, I should be championing and available to my district and not making decisions against them when they're
So,
torches and
do you think the voters should decide on single-member district as soon as possible in a referendum?
on this cycle?
No,
mean,
I know it won't make it on this cycle,
Oh,
but do you
no,
think
it
the
won't.
voters
No.
should decide?
That's 100% the voters
Yes.
decide.
So you'll push for it to be
100%.
on a referendum no matter what. You'll push for the
I
voters
will
to
push
decide.
for it to be a publicly voted on issue.
Yeah.
Either way, that's
Okay.
that's how this works. Yes, the public should have this opportunity. Absolutely.
So can I just say that
Yes.
when I see the county board meetings and I see the crazy people that come to the county board meetings and they bring your name up, I really wish the crazies wouldn't bring your name up, like the Denise Nystroms and the Thorntons and the Crazy Joes. And I know you can't poo-poo like some of the voters, but these nutcases that drag you into their
Listen.
shell of
Listen.
stupidness.
I have a lot of supporters who have genuine concerns. Is this mic still on? Did she turn you off?
She does.
I have a lot of supporters who have genuine concerns, and they come all across the board. Some of them are more vocal than others, and I applaud their right to.
Yeah.
I applaud their
You're
right
a
to.
great politician when it comes to those crazy people.
I do.
Dear, you get characterized like that, so I don't know why you're
I'm not
throwing
running for
shade
office,
at
though.
anybody.
I know she can't do anything. I know. But when I see the nutcases and the complainers,
you bring up a good point.
thank you.
Let's look at let's take a look. There's an article coming out this week. Let's look at campaign donations. Let's do a deep dive into there, because I believe campaign donations tell a story. And if you look
if you can find them, because it is.
You can find
No.
them.
I mean, you can find the information,
But you don't know where to
that
pack.
is a
Click
shell
away.
game.
Yeah.
It is a shell
You're
game
right,
through.
You're right. Now there's a whole nother.
We've tried.
There's a whole nother leg to that.
Yeah.
I agree as far as PAC money, but those PACs openly. I don't have one donation from. On Amanda Cochran campaign from a PAC, from an out-of-town builder, a national builder, from anybody that's looking for.
How much money have you raised totally? What's your total PAC money?
Not PAC.
Not PAC. What's your total PAC of money?
I
PACK.
am just at, I believe, 200,000.
And how much is your own money?
I believe in Lee County
Come on now, just answer the question.
about 140, 150.
150 of the 200,000 is from your own
Yes.
pocket.
And
Okay,
I would
what-
like to say that the other is a lot of folks on fixed incomes who
Right.
put $50 and $100 because it was important enough for them all over Lee County to partner with me on this mission to try to make responsible decisions for Lee County when we are facing critical issues. Second most deadly roadways in Lee County.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
Yep.
Where can people reach you and get in touch with you?
AmandaForLee.com. I'm going to be
Tell 'em
having.
right there.
Oh, hey, listen. AmandaForLee.com is my website. You can find me on Facebook, Amanda Cochran for Lee County Commission. And I'm going to be having an event in Lehigh, precious Lehigh, at Maggie's Restaurant on August 17th on a Thursday. And I'm also going to be having an appreciation. This is after campaign funds can't be collected. So, I'm not trumping for anything.
Mhm.
On August 17th at the Nazarene Church in North Fort Myers, we're just going to have an appreciation, supporters and volunteers, and we're going to have patriotic music and food and sing and have a great time. So
we love you, Amanda, for coming
Thank
back on
you.
and coming
Thank
all the way
you.
down to the
I
beach. And we
appreciate
wish
you
you the
guys.
best of luck in your
Thank
race.
you.
August 20th is the primary,
Thank
everybody,
you.
for Lee County Commission. A big hand for Amanda Cochran.
thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Please come by and say hi to Amanda. Oh, wait, dear. Wait. Don't go anywhere yet. Looks like you're getting a...
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
Very nice.
I don't know that we could light it. It would probably go right
Thank
up.
you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda Cochran. Appreciate you coming. Before we bust out of here, everybody, I want to let you know about Alex King. By the way, Kim is going to be boating around tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, she's going to be on a boat with Alex King. They're going to see some of the properties from the water, which is something we haven't done yet. Alex King has rebranded. You see his logo and his signs everywhere. He's committed to the rebuilding and revitalization of Fort Myers Beach, determined to see Fort Myers Beach succeed. You know Alex King. He is the man. He's also donated tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to charitable organizations here on Fort Myers Beach. Go check out Alex King. I do have to get his new phone number on this when I read the ads, but you see his signs everywhere, and we will get his phone number when we get on the boat tomorrow. 12:30, everybody. Let me turn this down right here. Make sure, if you're watching, that you tune in at 12:30 for a very special video. Thank you, and you all have a great day. Bye-bye.